When two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. Today, that grass seems to be a Nigerian businesswoman caught in the crossfire of money, influence, and political power. My people, this is Arise News, and this story is about Tracy Nicholas Otieri, a woman now in custody after accusing former Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi of owing her 250 million naira from a business arrangement tied to his 2011 governorship campaign. Stay with me because I'll take you through the timeline, explain the legal framework, and examine what this episode could mean for accountability and the balance of power in Nigeria. Before we dive deep, let's set the context. On February 2026, Tracy Otieri's confrontation with law enforcement became national news. The case escalated when she claimed that Umahi owed her a substantial sum, and shortly after, she was detained in Lagos over allegations related to cyberbullying. Reports indicate that she was later transferred to the FCT Police Command in Abuja. It is at this facility that a tense face-to-face confrontation between Umahi and Otieri was captured on video and circulated widely online, igniting public outrage and raising questions about the misuse of power in civil disputes. Watch carefully the video circulating. Notice the body language, the intensity of the exchanges, and the way law enforcement interacts with political influence. It shows a critical lesson for Nigerians. When politics and personal power intersect with law enforcement, ordinary citizens may find themselves vulnerable. Otieri, visibly upset, stated that Umahi had been owing her for 12 years because she refused his advances, and she feared that her detention was a misuse of the police to silence her. The video shows her insisting on her rights, while those around her attempt to de-escalate the situation. Let's rewind and examine the timeline in detail to make sense of this unfolding drama. First, the underlying dispute. Otieri alleges a debt of 250 million naira, originating from a political-era business deal tied to Umahi's 2011 campaign. These kinds of disputes are typically civil matters, expected to be resolved through contracts, demand letters, and possibly court proceedings. However, in this case, the matter escalated into a criminal allegation through a cyberbullying complaint, which triggered law enforcement intervention. This move raises questions about whether the allegations were used to pressure Otieri into dropping her claim or as a legitimate criminal process. After the Lagos detention, reports indicate that Otieri was moved to Abuja. It is in the FCT Police Command that the most dramatic confrontation occurred when Umahi appeared to confront the detained woman while her legal counsel and supporters pressed for her immediate release. Observers noted that at no point had the dispute been definitively proven as a criminal matter, highlighting the potential for selective enforcement where powerful individuals are involved. Nigerians watching online voiced alarm, noting that ordinary citizens rarely receive such attention or protection when facing real threats. Now, let's take a step back and look at the law. Nigeria's cybercrime framework does criminalize certain online behaviors, including harassment and stalking, which means that online posts can trigger criminal complaints if they meet legal thresholds. But this does not automatically convert a civil debt dispute into a criminal matter. Simply requesting payment for a legitimate debt or asserting contractual rights does not constitute cybercrime unless there is clear intent to intimidate or defraud through online channels. This distinction is critical because if law enforcement begins to blur the line between civil and criminal issues, it sets a dangerous precedent where influence and political power can dictate who faces arrest. The heart of the matter is simple. Otieri is a businesswoman seeking enforcement of a legal claim. When the police are used to enforce what should be a civil obligation, trust in governance and the rule of law erodes. Every Nigerian citizen has a stake in ensuring that laws are applied fairly, regardless of wealth or political influence. As one proverb aptly reminds us midway through this story, when the drum beat changes, the dancer must ask who is beating the drum. Nigerians are asking precisely that today. Who is directing law enforcement and to what end? The implications are significant. If influential individuals can transform civil debt claims into criminal complaints to gain leverage, the message is clear to the public. Influence protects some, while ordinary citizens remain vulnerable. That undermines confidence in governance, discourages business activity, and fosters fear. Traders, contractors, and employees may hesitate to assert their rights, and citizens could feel powerless when challenging powerful actors. This is not just one woman's problem, it's a lesson for all Nigerians about accountability and restraint in public office. Let's now consider the human side of the story. Otieri reportedly faces not only detention, but also threats to her personal security, according to the video and statements from her lawyers. This creates a climate of fear that extends beyond her case. If powerful figures can influence law enforcement decisions in disputes of this nature, ordinary citizens may question whether reporting crimes, filing civil suits, or asserting their rights will expose them to harassment, detention, or worse. The stakes are real and they are national.
What's next in this saga? There are several points Nigerians should watch closely. First, will Sowore be granted bail or released without delay? Second, will law enforcement provide a clear, transparent explanation for her detention, citing specific legal grounds? Third, will the government or Umahi issue a formal public statement addressing the debt claim, the allegations, and the conduct of the police? Each of these developments matters not only for Sowore, but for the broader principles of justice and accountability in Nigeria. It is also important to examine how this case could shape public perceptions of law enforcement. The police are entrusted to protect citizens and enforce the law fairly. When their involvement appears to serve private interests or political influence, confidence collapses. For ordinary Nigerians, this is a chilling reminder of why transparency and oversight in policing are critical. Citizens want to know that the police respond to real crimes, protect rights, and remain neutral in disputes involving powerful individuals. The role of the media and public attention cannot be overstated. Video footage and online reporting have brought Sowore's plight to the forefront, prompting discussion and calls for accountability. In situations like this, public scrutiny is a vital check on power. Without it, abuses can remain hidden, and ordinary citizens bear the cost of selective enforcement. This is a reminder that news channels, social media, and civic groups play a crucial role in keeping government officials and law enforcement accountable to the public they serve. Let's also reflect on the broader societal implications. When political figures or powerful individuals leverage influence over the police to settle private matters, they erode the very foundations of governance. Citizens must be able to access courts, assert contractual rights, and engage in business without fear of detention or harassment. When influence substitutes for due process, it threatens not only the individual involved, but the social contract that binds the state and its people. So here is the sharp question for you, our viewers. Should any public official, no matter how high their office, be anywhere near a police facility handling a civil dispute involving a private citizen? Your response matters because leadership is not only about power, it's about restraint, fairness, and the rule of law. Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us what you think. On the ground, Nigerians are watching closely. Residents and legal observers are concerned about selective enforcement, the risk of intimidation, and the precedent that this case could set. If law enforcement allows political influence to dictate who is detained or released, ordinary citizens may lose faith in the system entirely. The consequences are real. Governance becomes harder, business becomes riskier, and citizens may hesitate to assert their rights. To summarize the verified points of this case, Tracy Nicholas Sowore alleges that she is owed 250 million naira from former Governor Dave Umahi from a business deal tied to the 2011 Ebonyi governorship campaign. She was initially detained in Lagos over a cyberbullying-related complaint, transferred to Abuja, and confronted Umahi at the FTC Police Command, with video of the exchange widely circulated. Her lawyer has demanded immediate release, while no official public statement from Umahi's side has addressed the allegations. The lesson here is clear and resonates far beyond one individual. When matters concern all Nigerians, they must be handled transparently, fairly and in accordance with the law. Accountability cannot be selective, and the rights of citizens cannot be contingent on political connections. As the proverb goes, when a matter concerns all, it must be handled in the open. This case is a test of Nigeria's commitment to the rule of law and to protecting ordinary citizens from the misuse of power. Keep your eyes on this story. Watch how the police respond, watch how courts handle the civil claims, and whether public officials are held accountable for their involvement. The outcome will send a strong message to every Nigerian about whether justice is applied equally, regardless of wealth, influence, or political affiliation. Subscribe to Arise News, share this video, and stay informed. Nigeria is watching. Accountability matters, justice must prevail.